Welcome to the new mPulse, the next generation of Akamai's powerful web application performance monitoring platform. mPulse has been developed to allow you to get in-depth insights into the performance of your website, and its new UI gives you unprecedented flexibility. You are free to simply use a range of pre-made system dashboards to give you an overview of your product, or you can, if you wish, dive in and make custom dashboards that exactly match your needs. Let's take a look first at its homepage. The homepage is your stepping off point into mPulse. It has two main sections. At its top, you can see the performance highlight area, and this is where we have two dashboards which you can select, and these give you very fast insights into the performance of your app. In the lower half of the page, we have featured dashboards, and this is where we see a set of tiles which allow you to get fast access to a set of system dashboards that we've chosen for you. Right now we can see that the performance highlight dashboard is set to display Core Web Vitals. This dashboard features three charts: largest contentful paint, cumulative layout shift, and interaction to next paint. Each of these timers and metrics gives you an insight into how smooth your site's user experience is. But you can, if you wish, change this dashboard to the activity summary. And this dashboard focuses more on how many viewers you have on your website and the page load performance that you have over time. And remember, what you see here in these dashboards is all updated in real time. To the top right of this dashboard is a drop-down, which displays your currently selected app. You can actually define multiple apps, one for each web project that you need to track, meaning mPulse can be your single view onto multiple projects. So let's move on from homepage. How do we actually navigate around in mPulse? Well, at the top of the screen, there is a navigation bar. You can see that currently we're on Home, but you can also see that there is Performance Explorer and Dashboards. Let's now take a look at Performance Explorer. So, what is Performance Explorer? Well, it's a set of system dashboards which can break down any timer or metric which you need to scrutinize. If we look here at these three charts, you can see that their titles are in blue, and that shows that they're links. And we can actually click on these links to drill down to a special Performance Explorer dashboard, which will break out and explore the data. So let's click on largest contentful paint. And you can see we've gone to the largest contentful paint dashboard in Performance Explorer. And this dashboard breaks down the subject, largest contentful paint, using various charts. You can see there's a histogram here showing largest contentful paint by page views. Another one showing it combined with page views again. And here we can see that we're breaking it down by country, and over here by page group. And towards the bottom of the dashboard, there are a couple of other charts which will give you some extra insights into this particular timer. Now, largest contentful paint, if we look in the sidebar here, is inside the key performance indicators group. And this group contains a number of timers and a metric which are of particular importance to the performance of your website. Below this group are two other groups, metrics and timers, and these are where all the other metrics and all the other timers are stored. There's one other group of dashboards in Performance Explorer, themes, and if we look in here we can see we have backend performance, Core Web Vitals, which is very similar to a dashboard we saw on the homepage, Core Web Vitals 2024, and so on. Let's take a quick look at Core Web Vitals 2024. So as you can see, this is a similar dashboard to the one we saw on the homepage, except now we have three more charts. The top charts are showing the last 7 days of performance, and the lower three charts are using a filter placed on the actual chart themselves, which means that they are displaying 30 days worth of data. So those are the Performance Explorer dashboards. But you must be wondering by now, how did we actually make all of these dashboards? Well, we did it using mPulse's very flexible and powerful dashboard creation system. Let's take a look at this now. So to do this, we need to go to the dashboard list. So I'm just going to click on dashboards up here. Now we're looking at the dashboard list. And right now it only contains system dashboards. These are dashboards which have been created by us to give you somewhere to start in the product. Each of these, as you can see, gives you an overview or a summary. Let's have a quick look at summary and see what that looks like. Here we go. So this page breaks down your product. You can see we've got combination charts where we have two different charts in one. We have a donut chart here showing proportion, in this case page views by country. Then we have a geo map showing the page load by country worldwide. And then we have various other charts to give you an idea what's going on with your product. So these are actually quite useful. You can actually duplicate them as well, and then you can make your own version of these charts. So let's go back to the dashboard list again. We're currently in the dashboard list over here within dashboards. This is a small grouping of functionality all related to dashboards. So within that, we also have the legacy dashboard list, and this is a list of dashboards that were created for the legacy product by our existing customers. So if you're a new customer, you probably wouldn't have this tab. Then we have widgets. So I'm going to click on widgets. So these are the system widgets. And again, like the dashboards, the system dashboards, these were created to give you an idea of what you could do with charts, but also they're actually quite useful templates. That's what I would actually describe our widgets as. They're a form of template, and you can drag one of these into a chart and use them as is if they're working perfectly fine for you. If they're not, you can then go in and customize them. And there are a number of ways of doing that. We'll have a look at that now. So let's go back to the dashboard list. And it's in here that you create a new dashboard. So I'm going to do that next by clicking on the new button up here. Okay, so we're in the dashboard viewer and editor. That's the interesting thing about mPulse. When you're viewing a dashboard, you're actually in the editor as well. So that's how easy it is to go in and modify a dashboard, because you can get any dashboard and modify it. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to add some charts into this empty dashboard. So to do that, you can see over here, I've got some bar charts and I've got some combination charts. They're examples here of all the different types of charts that we provide. So I'm going to go to bar chart, and you can see it says metric over time. So let's drag that into the dashboard, and you can see I can place it anywhere I want. We have a system that pushes widgets to the top, and that's just to make sure that the dashboard is nice and neat, so we don't leave any space in it. So I'm just going to drop that here. Now I'm going to do the same thing for the bar over time. Both of these widgets, they're bar charts, but you can see that they're not in quotes working. And that's because they're using a system called a selector. Internally, they're using a drop-down that you can see here on their surface to allow you to choose what particular, in this case, metric, as you can see it says choose a metric, that you want to have the bar chart use. The other axis of the chart is already pre-populated with time. So this is going to be some kind of metric displayed over time. So let's go down and have a look at a metric here. Typically page views is quite a good one. It might be quite difficult to find, so we can use filtering up here. So I'm going to just type in page, and there's page views there. And as soon as I click on it, mPulse goes off, gets your data, and there's your chart. We're going to do the same thing now for this chart. We're going to choose a timer. And let's say page load. There's page load. So this is showing the number of views of your website at any particular time, and this is showing how quickly the website loaded. And that can be quite useful. You can obviously combine these two together to give you a correlation between how many people are viewing your website. If you have a very heavy load, a very large number of people viewing your website at a particular time, if you see the page load going up, that indicates that there might be some optimization you could do. So let's just add one more widget to this dashboard. I'm just going to drag out this donut here. And in this case, it's using two selectors. So it needs a metric selector and a group by selector. Now, a group by is something like which country, as an example. We're grouping your beacons, your data by, let's say, countries. And we'll break down page views, okay, by country. So now we're going to go page, again, page views. There we are. Now, the chart is perfectly fine. You can see that most of your viewers have come from the United States, Canada, and so on, proportionately. But it's not a very good looking dashboard. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to move things around a bit just to show you that you can very easily. Drag this under here. We'll just make this, actually no, let's keep that size. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this widget over here. I'm going to have it take up this space over here. And that's it. That's how easy it is to actually use the editor. Now, there's a massive amount of depth in it. You can do some really cool things. There are lots of different types of charts. So what I would recommend is look at some of our other videos where we go into this whole topic in a lot more detail. So the last thing I need to do is we need to give the dashboard a name and save it, of course. So let's just do that. Click up here on the title and it becomes an editor. And let's call it page views and page load. There we are. That's going to be our new dashboard. And I'm just going to click on save. And as soon as I did that, you could see it grayed out to show that there aren't any other changes that need to be saved. Let's go back to the dashboard list. I'm going to click up here. And now at the bottom, just underneath the system dashboards, you can see we have page views and page load. And that is our new dashboard. Thank you for watching this introductory video on the mPulse UI. Coming soon, we'll have additional videos that dive into each of the new features further. For further reading, please check out the mPulse developer blog. If you have any feedback or questions, choose Contact Us in the product and we'd be delighted to hear your viewpoints.